And we'll start sitting. The theme for today's class is easing into the lower back and easing into the pelvis. So obviously it's not going to be just focus on that. We'll do like the usual, like working with the whole body, but the focus is going to be a bit more on that area, lower back, pelvis. How can we find ease and space in that area? Is going to be our theme. So let's start finding a cross-legged position or any other position you prefer to sit. And if you like, you can close your eyes, or you can keep the eyes open if you prefer. And for a moment, let yourself just arrive in your body. And notice what your pelvis and your lower back feel like right now, this morning. What do you sense and feel in that area? And then notice how the breath feels at this moment. Where do you feel your breath is moving in and out and through? How easy or effortful does the breath feel like? And then inviting a slightly deeper and longer inhale to expand into the belly, into the chest. And then exhale to empty completely. Notice how the navel draws to the spine on the exhale. Inhale, expand into the belly, the chest. Exhale, empty completely, navel drawing to the spine. One more time, breathing into the belly, into the chest. And then exhale to empty completely, navel drawing to the spine. Good. And then here you can open your eyes and let's bring one leg out to the side. And you might find, that the hamstring feels a little tight, so you don't necessarily have to straighten the leg all the way. You can keep it a little bent. And then look at your foot that is extended out and start here with some circles. So waking up into the connections of the foot. Feel what that's like in your ankles. And change direction. And you might then begin to notice, that your knee is drawing a circle automatically following your ankles. So you don't have to move your knees really. The moment you roll your ankle, your knee will automatically participate in that movement. And then begin to sense and feel how that movement of the ankle comes all the way into the hip. And it's a bit like, okay, then how can we encourage that movement to go really into the hip? So if we stay really still with our trunk, it's kind of limited. But if we allow our trunk to go side to side a little bit, then we're like, okay, we can make a deeper contact into the hip socket in the inside. So finding maybe a position with the hands even to the side and letting your pelvis rock along with that rotation of the leg. And when you're ready, changing direction one more time, rolling the foot the other way. And I like to call these movements disentangling. We kind of disentangle all the little knots. Or imagine you're putting oil into the joints. So rather than moving from muscles, we're kind of moving from the joints. So that's the intention behind it, creating space in the joint. Okay, and then letting that acceleration slowly come to still and change side. So here, the first thing we feel is like, oh, ouch. Okay, my hamstring, they're starting to pull. Not interested in stretching anything here. We don't need to stretch. We just want to mobilize the joint, free up the spaces. So we're starting with the foot, really feeling and looking at the foot helps as well. So to see, okay, how is my foot, how my toes moving? What does that feel like in the ankle? What do you notice? What do you feel? Imagine you're putting this little warm oil, pouring that warm oil into your ankle joint. And then observe with the interest how your knee is automatically following your ankle. So the knee is very much a junction place between our ankle and our hip. So whatever happens in our ankles affects our knee. Whatever is happening in our hip affects our knee. Okay, and then starting to let the movement become a little bigger. So starting to allow the body to go, the whole body to go with this movement. Starting to feel into the connections that the leg is making all the way into the pelvis. Changing direction one more time. Okay, good. And then you can bring both legs out in front of you. I'm just going to turn so it's easier to see. So both legs out in front. And we're going to draw the toes toward, you're going to draw your toes in your direction. Maybe I take the socks off. And then point the balls of the feet forward and then point the toes forward like you're pointing. And that can feel really crampy, like I can feel like, ooh, everything starts to cramp. And then ease out of that. Bend the knees, draw the toes towards you. And move then to pointing. So we do this a few times, moving from flexing to pointing. Flexing the toes to pointing. And really helpful to look at your toes, to see the movement, to actually with your eyes connect there, helps to create more space and more movement, because the brain can more easily connect when it's also looking in that direction. Okay. And then let's place the hands in the back. So you're resting. Draw the toes towards you. Again, the knees will lift up, so there's a length there. And then this time we're going to start to, when you draw your foot back, your toes backwards, make a fist. So imagine you want to catch something with your feet and you draw the feet in. So you make a fist. curling the toes and then opening and move while you're spreading the toes, move away. So it becomes like a little bit of a wave-like movement. Yeah, it's easier to show with the hand. So it's like zoom, you're catching, drawing back, and then opening. So do that a few times. Okay, good. And then release and shake your legs out for a moment. And tapping the legs. The backs of the calves, the backs of the knees. Okay, good. And from here, let's transition onto the back. First onto the forearms. And a little rocking from side to side. So the knees go over to one side and then the other. Now we are massaging into the pelvis, into the back of the sacrum. So feel that area. Notice what it's like to gently rock, massaging into that connections with the sacrum, the back of the glutes. Okay, and then let that come to still point and roll all the way down. And for a moment, just pause here and feel what it's like for your spine now to rest on the floor with knees bent. There's a sense that your spine can rest on the ground. Okay, and then bring your two legs in. So you're bending the knees and place your hands on the knees. Gonna do some big circles or small circles, separating the knees, bringing them back together. A few times going around like this. And while you do this movement with your internal eyes, look deep into the junction between the thighs and the pelvis, so into your hip sockets and into the groin area, and feel what you feel there. And what is it like to make deep inward contact? When you're ready, change the direction. Roll with the legs the other way around. Okay, and then keeping your legs into your chest, spread your arms wide in a T shape. Okay, from here, starting to gently rock into a twisting the legs over to one side and then to the other. And for a moment, let your head roll in the same direction as your knees are going. That might feel strange or it might feel natural. Just notice if this feels familiar or unfamiliar. To move the head in the same direction as your knees are going. And then come back to center. Bring the arms up, bring the legs up, and give everything a bit of a shake, like you're shaking off. You can make shaking off any tension here from your legs and arms. I like to do this horse sound. I call it a horse sound. I don't know if there's another name for it. But this helps to release your jaw. Tension from the lips and face. One more time. Okay, good. And then let's spread the arms again wide. T-shape, bend the knees. And this time we're going to do opposite. So your knees are going to go one side, your head is going to go in the opposite direction. And notice what that feels like. So allow your head to roll in the opposite direction of your knees. Feel if this feels now more natural and more easy maybe, or if it feels a little bit unfamiliar. There's no right or wrong, it's just different explorations here. Okay, and then coming back to center. Place your hands around the back of your knees and slide up and down the back of your knees a few times. So you're making contact here with the space behind your knees, behind your calves, giving that area a little bit of a massage. And then starting to roll down, to slide down till the outer hips. So from your knees, you go down to the outer hips. And when you come up, you bring your legs towards you. And then when you go down onto the outer hips, you slide your legs away from you. So continue this a few times. And as your legs come towards you, you can slide your hands towards the back of your Achilles. So waking up here into the abdominal areas a little bit as we are making also contact the back side of the legs and massaging the lower back. And then when you're ready, you can then come all the way up to sitting. So rocking up into a seated position. Lovely. Okay, from here, let's sit down with the right leg in front of the left leg. Place your hands on your knees. On the inhale, looking up towards the ceiling. On the exhale, slowly bringing your head in and rounding your back. Inhale, looking up, arching your back. Exhale, release, and then round. One more time. Inhale, looking up. Exhale, round. And coming to neutral spine. Gonna go over to the left side with the chest and then over to the front and back up to the right. So we continue some circles here. Gently feel how this movement creates a weight shift in your pelvis. So imagine you're now really, you're like a ball rolling inside a bowl. So a bowl moving inside the bowl of the pelvis, mobilizing your spine gently. Feel what that's like. And when you're ready, you can change direction and roll the other way around. Okay. Nice. And then coming back to center. From here, we're going to now imagine we have a big beach ball that you're holding. And going backwards, holding that beach ball, freeing the legs for a moment without tensing the ankles. So let your feet a little bit move. Let your legs a little bit move. And then transitioning here into a kind of a toddler wobble with a beach ball. So imagine you're like a baby holding on to a big beach ball, but it's also having to balance. So we're activating here through the center of the body. And then bring the left leg in front of the right and come back to sitting. Inhale, looking up. Exhale, this time you will come forward in a spinal wave and then back up. So inhale to look up, roll forward, and then round to come back up. And then keep going with this spinal wave at your own pace. Feel what that's like in your spine. Feel what that's like in the pelvis. And one more time. And then coming all back up. From here, you'll turn towards your right side and then come forward and then around. So we come around, returning to that circular movement like a spiral. And feel the weight shift towards one leg, then to the other leg, towards the one hip, then onto the other hip. And it's like a massage, yeah? We're massaging into all these different points in the foot, in the shins, and the pelvis. When you're ready, you can change direction and roll the other way around. Okay. Lovely. And then come back to center. Hold on to the big beach ball. So it's like one of these huge ones. And you have to like round a bit to hold it. Like your chest can't really stay upright here to match the shape. So you get a little bit round to hold on to that big beach ball. And then from there, you have then the moment here to free up your feet from the floor and coming into a wobble where you're catching yourself and massaging, continuing that massage into the back of the hips, the back of the sacrum, activating the internal strength that you don't have to now think, okay, I need to turn that muscle on. That happens quite naturally in this. So let your body really move naturally with this. And then come back to sitting with the right leg in front of the left leg. Release your hands down. Close your eyes for a moment. And let yourself just feel what that's like now. How does your lower body, your legs, your pelvis, your lower back, how do they feel now? Let yourself breathe for a moment into that space that is being created, that you have created. Good, and then gently let your eyes open. On the inhale, your arms will float out to the side. On the exhale, we go over to the left side. Inhale to center. Exhale over to the right. And let's do this 2 more times on each side. Feel into your sides body. Notice what that's like. And then the next time you're over to your left, stay with your left hand there. Inhale with the right arm only coming up, and then wrap the beach ball around. So you're holding onto the beach ball to the left. Yeah. Then inhale and exhale back to the left side, side bend. Inhale, hold the beach ball around to the left. Inhale to rise, exhale, side bend. One more time, beach ball towards the left. Coming up, and then going sideways, and glide your left hand out and let your right hip lift off from the floor to then slide the right leg all the way around behind you and come forward with your hands. Okay, here in our pigeon, gonna explore navigating the pelvis through a rocking from side to side. So you move a little to one side, feel what that's like, and then go over to the other side. Making contact with the legs, the pelvis, and the spine that undulates. So your lower back area is getting massaged here in a kind of very nourishing way. It's like a snaking. Want the muscles to really find some ease through this snaking movement. Okay, good. And then when you're ready, you can go a little further down onto your forearms. Entwine your fingers so you're on the outer edges of your little fingers on the floor. On the inhale, look forward in front of you. And then on the exhale, bring your chin to your chest, press with your forearms into the floor to round your upper back and lift your pelvis also away from the floor. So we're doing like a cat pose in the pigeon. And then release slowly and melt like butter on a warm surface. Back into an extension of the spine, look forward. So this is going to be our mini flow. We're going to do it a few times. So you can go at your pace, rounding to exhale. Inhale to melt and look forward. And one more time. And then you can then slowly come back up. Now your back leg is going to come around to the front. Going to hold on to your back knee and slowly roll down onto your back. So we have the left leg still out to the side in a bent position and the right leg in. So there, inhale to lift the knee to the ceiling, the right knee. Exhale, bring the knee into your chest. Inhale to extend the leg away, the knee I mean, and then bring the knee back into your chest. One more time, inhale, and feel how when you press your knee into your hands, you're arching your lower back a little. And then exhale and flatten your lower back to the ground. Okay, from here, bring your arms out in a T shape and extend the left leg to the floor. Cross the knee over, right knee over to the left. come back, and then turn the knee, right knee out to the right. And then keep going a few times like this, in a rocking movement. So the knee crosses over, and then the knee goes out to the side like a laying down tree pose. And feel your lower back here, gently mobilizing. Okay. One more time. Going over all the way with your knee to the left. And then bring your your right arm over towards your left arm. So you're doing now some circles with your upper body. Rolling the fingers along the floor. Imagine your arm is like a needle of a clock, and you're going towards 3 o'clock and then over towards 9 o'clock. Massaging here a little bit into the upper body as well. Okay. And then next time your arm is all the way back towards the right, stay there for a moment. Feel what it's like to twist here your spine. And then come back up with the knee into your chest. Bring your left leg back into your chest. Place both hands around in the back of the knees and glide up and down your backs of the legs again. And we're going to need a little bit of momentum, so we're creating some up and down, rocking, and then when you feel it's your moment to rock all the way up to sitting, you can come then there up. And then here, let's bring it into a full toddler wobble, going around and around with the arms and legs floating through space. And finishing off with the left leg in front of the right leg. So you're coming into a seated. And then here, find your seat. Let's pause here for a moment. Close the eyes. Notice your breath and what is it like to receive the breath. Into the body. Allow each inhale to make deep inward contact. Every inhale is finding its way to move all, to fill up all the way down into the lower back, into the belly, into the pelvis. And every exhale releases into the space. Okay. And then when you're ready, you can slowly let your eyes open. This time we're going to do our spinal wave a little differently. So you're going to bring your head in. I'm going to round your back and then go forward like that with a rounded back. And then when you're all the way forward, open through the front body and come back up. And then round through your back, shift forward. And then undo the curl of your spine, slowly wave out of it. And feel what that's like to wave your spine this way. Keep going at your pace, so curling on the exhale and inhaling when you open the chest. One more time, completing that spinal wave. Coming to sit. On the inhale, your arms go up. On the exhale, go over to the right side. Inhale, both arms up. Find a space in the side body. Exhale over to the left. 2 more times. Inhale. Exhale to the right. Inhale. Exhale to the left. And then we're going to stay this time on the right side. You're going to keep your right hand down. Inhale to come up a little bit. Exhale, find the beach ball roundness to the right. Inhale to come up. Exhale into the side. Inhale to rise. Exhale, rotation with your beach ball. Inhale and exhale. Okay, I think I said the last time, but it feels so nice, so let's do it one more here. Over. And then when we're onto the side, let your right hand glide down. Let your left hip come off the floor. And then glide your left leg all the way back and come forward to pigeon. Rocking from side to side, soothing into this movement. It's like finding ways to undulate, to make deep inward contact, being in a conversation with the hips, the pelvis, the spine. Okay, and then when you're ready, you can come forward onto forearms, entwine your fingers. Inhale into arch. Exhale, do like a cat back with your back rounded. Press your forearms into the floor. Protract the shoulders. Release and melt through the front body. Looking forward. Exhale to curl. Inhale to melt through the belly, through the chest, through the throat. And keep going a few more times like this. At your own pace. And completing your last one without rushing. And then coming back up. From here, you will swing your back leg over to you and then roll down onto your back slowly. Keeping your leg in. The other leg stays pretty much in the same position it was a moment ago to begin with. Knee into your chest. And then on the inhale, point the knee to the ceiling so you're arching your lower back. Then release your lumbar spine as your knee comes into you. And do this a few times on your own. So the inhale, the knee floats away. On the exhale, you bring your knee in. Feel what that's like in the lower back to arch and then to release the arch, to lengthen into that area. Okay. Good. And then spread your arms wide in a T shape. Extend the right leg down on the floor. Begin to tip your left knee over to the right And then come back and let the knee open into a fallen tree. And this is going to be the movement that you can do in your own pace, really feeling here what that's like to massage the spine, to roll. Notice what the head is doing. Is it moving in the same direction or in the opposite direction? Just feel. Are you holding your head really still? Could you allow your head to move together with your lower body? Okay, and then next time your knee is all the way around towards the right side, let the leg stay there, the foot can come down. Your knee might not touch the floor, and that's totally fine. But then start to circle the upper arm around to roll with your upper body. So go a few times from side to side. Without rushing it. Notice when you're speeding up, and whenever we are going too fast, we don't really integrate much of what's happening. So let yourself linger, let yourself slow it down as much as you can. And then come back and stay for a moment in the twist. And then your leg can come in, your left knee comes into your chest. Your right leg also comes into your chest. Starting again, that gliding of the hands along the back line of the legs. So we have the meridians here, the meridian lines that are linked to our kidney line. So in the winter time, we really want to keep that line nice and smooth because they are linked to the element of water. And that's in the winter season, element of water gets very solicited. A few more times, gliding the hands up and down the back of the legs. And when you find you have created enough momentum to then roll all the way up to sitting, come back there and complete with a little bit of a toddler wobble. And then hands come down to the front. And we're going to step back from here into a downward dog. So whatever way you find it's comfortable to transition. Okay, downward dog. If you know your neck is tight, I would place the hands wider, yeah? So turn the fingers out wider in your down dog, so you're creating more space in for your upper back. When you're ready, then here in down dog, a little shaking it out. So shaking dog, bouncing through your ankles. Let your calves bounce. Let your thighs wobble. Let your hips shake. Allow the pelvis to shake off any residual last bits of tension from there. Feel your belly and let your belly softly wobble from the inside. Let your lower back be free. Good. And then let it come to stillness. Bend the knees and lower the knees down. And on the inhale, look forward. Peel your hands off from the ground. Arch your lower back. And then exhale, round forward like a cat. Round your upper back. Lower the pelvis slowly down. Bend the elbows. Coming into up dog. And rocking gently from side to side. Just feeling, oh, what does this feel like now to come into this shape? And then come back. Transition back to a down dog. And walk with your hands back towards your feet. Once you are there, you're gonna glide over your feet a few times with your hands, like you're making imagine you have sand on your feet and you want to take the sand off from your feet and also in between your toes, taking that sand off everywhere, like brush off anything that is stuck to your feet. And then shake your hands out. And let the hands relax down. Let your head sink down. Bend your knees enough so you're comfortable. And gonna from here, slowly roll up to stand. Taking your time. There's absolutely no rush. Take your time to really find that slow unfurling of your spine. Okay. And then once you're there standing, close your eyes for a moment and feel what it's like to stand now inside your legs. Feeling your feet on the floor. Feeling that you want to really inhabit the inside of your shins, the inside of your knees, the inside of the thighs, and the inside of the hips. Good. And then you can open your eyes. Gonna move a little bit this way. Okay, so we're gonna continue now with some movements to continue create space in the lower back. So let's do some reset movements. So inhale, the arms go up. And exhale, wave side to side and come onto the tippy toes. Inhale, lower. Exhale, bend your knees. So I show from the side. I'm really rounding my back here. Inhale, the arms go up. And when you exhale, create space through the side body. And then when you come onto the tippy toes, lengthen through lift your pubic bone up. So you create a space for your lower back to open. Then inhale. And exhale. 2 more times. Inhale. Exhale. In breath. Exhale. Last one here for a reset. Inhale. And exhale. Okay, so here you're going to turn the hands out on the inhale and bring the arms up. And exhale, curl the fingers towards the navel. So we do a bit like the spinal wave, but in a standing, yeah? So exhale to curl. I'll turn so you can see from the side as well. So we're arching and then rounding. And keep going. And for this part now, see if you can actually breathe out through the mouth. So we really want to move now into a flow state with breath. So exhaling with a little bit more length and out through the mouth. And then turn a little bit over to one side and curl to the side. And back to the front. And then over to the other side. And slowly come back to center. 2 more times. Waving through the spine. Finding ease through the lower back here. And then release your hands down. We're coming to reset. So inhale the arms up. Exhale up onto the tippy toes. Inhale, breathe into the belly. Exhale, bend the knees. Again, inhale. Exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Last time, resetting. Exhale, lifting the pubic bone up so you create a length in your lower back. Inhale. And exhale. From here, you're going to bring one hand out to the side and lift up through the hand. And while the opposite heel is coming up, and look up to your fingers. So, and the other hand, turn your fingers in, creating like a stretch to the side body. Then come to the center, lower the heel down, change side, turn the hand up, lift opposite heel up, creating a side stretch, and then look down towards your bottom hand. So you turn your gaze down and release everything. Imagine you're like a sponge that drops into warm water, and then change side. Look toward the bottom hand. Then you're like a sponge that expands in warm water, and go second side. Look towards your other hand and release hands down. Inhale, arms go up. Exhale, side to side bend. Inhale and exhale. One more time, reset. Exhale. Inhale and exhale. And then come all the way forward towards the front into a forward fold. Let yourself wave a little bit from side to side. Let your spine undulate. And then place your hands a little further forward. Take extra space for your shoulders if needed. And then step your feet back into downward dog here one more time. Inhale, lift your heels up. Exhale, lower heels down. Inhale, lift heels up. Come onto the tippy toes. Exhale, lower the heels down. Last time, inhale, lift the heels. And exhale, lower the heels down. And then come forward to a plank type of pose. Lower the knees. Inhale to wave backwards. It's like water retrieving to the ocean. And then forming a wave that curls forward and then crushes on the shore, opening through the front body. And then release back into a child's pose. Bend your elbows, let your head rest onto your hands. And let all that information settle for a moment. Feel your breath, and with each inhale, encourage the breath to come into your kidneys. So you're inhaling into the kidney space. And with each exhale, let any tension, any residual tension that might still be left over in your body or in your mind, be exhaled out into the earth. Inhaling into the kidneys. Exhaling, breathing out from your forehead into the contact to the earth. Inhaling into the kidneys. Fresh, vibrant energy coming into the lower back. And exhaling anything that can be let go, that you no longer need, is exhaled into the earth, recycled by the earth. Staying like that for a few more moments. Good, and then when you're ready, you can slowly come back up. If you have some extra clothing that you want to put on now, would be a good time to put that on. To make sure you're warm. And then let's come onto the back. And here, staying in a position with the lower back resting with the knees bent. And the arms, not like a T shape, but not too close to the body, somewhere halfway. So arms out to the side. And then going to feel into your pelvis and start to allow your pelvis to rock like a little boat. And as your pelvis is rocking like a little boat, allow your knees to move from side to side. Really gentle now. Let this movement be gentle. Imagine you're laying on a warm day on a lawn out in the sun, and you want to be really lazy now with this movement, so no more vigorous or deep, but really gentle. So how gentle can you let this be? Rocking your pelvis. And then check if your head is rocking with your pelvis, or are you holding your head maybe still? See if you can allow your head now to gently rock from side to side. In the opposite direction of your knees. Yeah. And then you will let your knees go all the way over to the left and keep your legs there and bring your right arm up along your ear. And then a few times rocking your upper body. So you're rocking your shoulders, rocking your chest, and your arm is just kind of gliding along in that position. And then release the arm. And then just moving your head a little from side to side in this position. Rocking the back of your head on the floor. And then coming back to still point. Let the knee, the right knee come back up, left knee coming up. Arm is coming back down. Returning to the gentle rocking of the pelvis. From side to side. Like a little boat. And then when your knees are ready to stay on your right side, you can then bring your left arm up and rock a little bit from side to side your shoulders. And then coming to still point with their shoulders and rock only the head from side to side. We're just here disentangling the last bits. And then coming back with the legs and the lower back on the floor. Okay, from here, allow your knees to go out to the side and bring your soles of the feet together. Bring your hands on the belly, on the lower belly, pointing a triangle towards the pubic bone. So your thumbs are together, your index finger are together. And breathing a few moments in and out of your belly. Allow the inhale to expand into your hands. And let the inhale expand into the pelvis. And the exhale, the hands drop heavy onto the belly. The navel is drawing to the spine. And breathe like this for a few moments in and out through your belly. Doing it, then adding a little sound on the exhale. So you inhale through your nostrils. You exhale with the hissing sound. And keep going at your own pace with this. 3 more times. And you're going to glide your hands, palms facing up, out to your side. Glide one leg down, and then the other leg down. And then here for a few moments, allow your legs to completely surrender into the floor. Allow the feet to fall out to the sides. And feel how your weight of your foot is landing in the back, in the sides, in the outer edges of your ankles and heel. And feel that you are inside your feet, inhabiting your feet, inhabiting your ankles from the inside. Feel that you are present there inside your ankles and feet. And coming into your lower legs, your shins, feel the back of the calf resting on the ground. Feel that you are inside your lower legs. And coming up all the way into your knees. And feel that you are the space inside your knees. Let yourself feel that internal space inside the knees. Come up into your thighs. Feel that you are inside your thighs, that you inhabit them. And come all the way into the pelvis and hip junction. Feel into the junction between your legs and your pelvis, deep inside the hip sockets. Maybe you can feel like a little bit of a buzzing feeling deep inside the hip sockets. Find both hips exactly at the same time. With a very balanced mind. And from your hips, come into your sacrum and lower back. And find the point right behind your navel in your spine. So it's not on the surface, but deep in the core of your center of your body, inside your spine. And feel the breath there, as if you were breathing from that point in your spine. Imagine you have a little nostril in your spine and you're inhaling and exhaling directly from that point, from those little nostrils. And just by being here present in that point in your lower spine, just behind the navel, deep in the core of the body, that brings you in contact and in touch with your whole internal being. And if you have more time and you would like to stay longer here, you're welcome to stay. If this is how much time you have for your practice today and you feel complete, you can then prepare with a slightly longer and deeper inhale and exhale to let go once more everywhere. And then starting to move a little bit through your body. Maybe letting yourself do a full body yawn. And then rolling onto your side and staying there for just a few more moments, resting. And when you feel ready to come up, you can slowly move back into a seated position. Let's return for a few moments just where we started off with, sitting. And as we complete this whole journey, returning to the starting point, acknowledge how this feels now to sit. Acknowledge what you have cultivated in the practice. Notice how your seat feels. What is it like to sit now? Does it feel more easy? Does it feel more spacious? Feel what is present and alive for you right here, right now. And then let's join the hands for one more inhale together. On the exhale, you can gently bow forward and release your spine. And the inhale will bring you back up to sitting. Namaste.